What we have here is Sisters Under the Rising Sun by Heather Morris. So this is a historical fiction. So we follow the characters of Nora, who is a musician and who is a music teacher, and Nesta, who is um, an Australian nurse. So Nesta and Nora. So they are the main characters. So it starts in Singapore during the Japanese invasion. So they rode the ship, the Viner broke, and the ship was supposed to transport them to safety, but the Japanese sank the ship. So these women and these prisoners um, fought to survive. So they were stuck in the sea for several days before the Japanese officially captured them. So Nonga has a husband, so she was separated from her husband, but we don't get to see much of his point of view. We see the point of view of the women. Um, so Nonga was separated from her husband, and she and along with other women were sent to this um, camp, to this Japanese prison camp in Indonesia. So it's called Bangka or Bangka. Bangka. Anyway, there was a tough scene where the Japanese massacred uh, the some of the nurses. So I'm not going to spoil anything. Anyway, so this novel is about women trying to survive in a time of war. So um, they were not they are not just surviving the difficult trials they face from the Japanese, but also the lack of food, scarcity, and sickness. So we see them they get malnourished over time. So they spent 3 years in bad condition. So with no food, and while getting sick, and while watching um, the people around them die. So these our main characters and almost the entire book they are all women. So this is the side of the story that perhaps is not told to many, and so they were surviving, they were trying to survive, but we follow the story and we see how they build friendship, camaraderie, and closeness with each other. So they really look after one another. So that is one aspect of this book. Um, this is my first book by Heather Morris. So by the last part, I am surprised to see that the main characters, the main characters, they are based on real life people. So they are real people, real events. So I've read a lot of historical fiction. Most of it, it's based on what happened, what is the real event, but it's not exactly based on actual people. But for this novel, we see a reimagined story of Nora, Nesta, and the other nurses. So Nora, she has a sister named Anna. So they were trying to survive. Um, they were transferred from camp to camp to camp. So Nora is a musician. She uses her skills to lighten up the mood in the camp. So she thought she built an orchestra, and she taught a band. So she taught other women about music, and they sing. So it's how they pass time, and it's how they make light of their situation. So this last page, what's that? So this is known as I don't know anything about music, so this is it. Um, so this actually happened in my life, and you have the photos of the actual characters of the book. So this is fiction, but it is based on real life people and real event. So my criticism about the book, I like the book, but the first toward half part of the book, I probably had it already at 7 out of 10. I cannot put it into words, but maybe it's the writing style, or maybe it is too slow for me. The pace, um, the pace is too slow, and it feels a little boring for me. So nothing is happening, and the characters don't have much depth, and um, again, maybe it's the writing style. So it is in um, so it is written in present tense, and usually it is usually books are written in past tense. Again, that's not the main problem, but the first and toward the half part of the book, um, I feel like uh, I cannot connect with the book, but toward the last part, the last chapters, that is where the soul of the novel shines. So the last chapters, it's where the meat and where the soul of the novel shines. So I started to connect with the book, and the characters, they start to grow on me. Plus again, the surprise at the last pages that these are real characters who endure during World War II. So they start to connect with me, and I start to like the book. Again, when creating art, it's not just about presentation. It's about how you feel, about how we feel as a reader. And by the time I finish this, I will um, rate this 8 out of 10, and I like the book. It is also a refreshing take. So this is not your typical story that is set um, where the villains are Germans and the Nazis. So this is on the other side, other part of World War II. Um, so again, by the last chapters, I am feeling the emotions and what the author is trying to portray in this book. So if you like historical fiction, um, if you like historical fiction uh, with the topic about the Japanese invasion, and how the Japanese colonized other countries, and how they deal with the victims, and horrible treatment the prisoners of war had, then you're going to like this book, Sisters Under the Rising Sun by Heather Morris.